the Absolute, the Great Without, notes from that which isn't. Introduction and Epilogue. For health reasons, it had been almost 4 years since I had written anything. In November 2020, I decided to check my old notes and discovered little had to be done to turn those notes into a YouTube and an ebook. Having been off the grid for several years, it seemed like the Absolute, the Great Without, notes from that which isn't, would be a fitting epilogue to the last book in YouTube, The End of the Game, Deconstructing the Portals to the Absolute. What follows is a direct approach through inquiry to both deconstruct as well as unveil and thus reveal the Absolute, the Great Without, that which isn't. The general style is pure neti-neti through ongoing deconstructive inquiry, i.e., inquiry koans. Zen koans, a sophisticated system of self-inquiry utilizing riddles or puzzles, dates back more than 1,000 years. Appreciating Zen koans were derived during a totally different time and culture that oftentimes no longer fits into today's world. Zen koans, as a sophisticated form of self-inquiry, both deconstructs and acts as an unveiling medium. However, its cultural roots can sometimes leave students and aspirants confused and disinterested. To cross this cultural and temporal divide, inquiry koans were explored and updated to make koans, as an approach, more directly available, culturally aligned, and grokked in the context of the 21st century. While exploring these, the Absolute, the notes from that which isn't, tuck away somewhere, quote, all that is heard, or that is about to be read, seen, or heard, is non-existent. Shankara. Definition: Maya, that which isn't. The yoga of the Absolute. The Absolute, the Great Without, is an abstracted representation of that which isn't. The great spiritual confusion. When scriptures say, be desireless, or be non-judgmental, or have no resistance, or be unattached, these are descriptions of the Absolute. It is a description of the qualitylessness, or lack of qualities, of that which isn't. These qualities, such as non-attachment, non-judgmental, etc., are not descriptions of how a person should be, do, act, or behave, or what a person should become. Rather, these qualities, or better said, lack of qualities, are a description of that which isn't. That which isn't, the Great Without, is without desires, without attachment, without resistance, without rejection, without judgment, without transformation, without qualities, without attributes, without volition, without motivations, without intentions, without motives, without an agenda, without trying to get something, without a purpose, without a goal, without a need for completion, without a need to be done, without having the goal or purpose of realizing who you are, without enlightenment, without a desire to be happy, or without the purpose and desire to know itself, or to know or realize oneself. That which isn't is without qualities, This qualitylessness is not a prescription for what or how a person should experience, be, or become. Rather, these words describe the qualitylessness or lack of qualities, or without qualities, of the Absolute, that which isn't. Again, it cannot be overstated that these spiritual qualities are not about changing or transforming the person into something more, better, or different. Without qualities, without attributes, is a description of the Absolute, that which isn't. This is why it is impossible to change or transform a person into becoming more like that which isn't, no matter how hard you appear to try, or how much spiritual practice of meditation and mantras, yantras, and tantras, or psychological growth work you perform. A person cannot become more like that which isn't. All perceivables and conceivables are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Zen koans and self-inquiry. Zen, meditation. Koan, a puzzle or riddle used as a spiritual practice. Koans have been used in China since its arrival from India in about 200 to 500 AD, when Zen was called Chan. Chan originated in India as jhana in Sanskrit. Zen arrived in Japan in about 540 AD. Koans, a sophisticated form of self-inquiry, is utilized as a technique to reveal or unveil Satori. Satori refers to seeing into one's true nature, as well as a direct deconstructive method or device. Given its historical and ancient roots, many of the koans, as mentioned earlier, are linguistically and culturally ancient and therefore less accessible in the 21st century. For this reason, inquiry koans were explored as an attempt to update and make available Satori, i.e., seeing into one's nature, that koans and self-inquiry were initially designed to unveil and reveal. There are an estimated 1,500 Zen koans. Of these, 300 are utilized, and of those 300, there are 3 which are commonly known. Koan number 1, student to Zen master. Does a dog have Buddha nature? Master, mu. Mu means without. Ergo, without depending upon thoughts, memory, emotions, associations, perceptions, etc., was a meditation approach initially used in quantum psychology. Koan number 2. What is the sound of one hand clapping? Inquiry koan. What is the sound of that which isn't? Sound and its vibratory resonance is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without sound, without vibration, without resonance. Koan number 3. What is your original face before your mother was born? Inquiry koan. What is the original appearance of that which isn't? All that is perceived, known about, or experienced is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. All perceptions and perceivers, all knowers, observers, the witness, awarers, are all appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Inquiry koan. What is it that is without representations? That which isn't is without representations. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj and koans and their deconstructive and unraveling effect. Nisargadatta Maharaj was a teaching master that had the extraordinary ability to give an inquiry question. Moreover, the inquiry question was a perfect fit and matched what the student presented, thereby deconstructing the appearance which appeared to appear, as well as its perceiver, knower, or awarer. Zen saying, quote, "A doctor first must be able to diagnose the disease before he can give the remedies. If one does not know how to take the pulse of the ailing, one cannot be a teacher." Remedies, in this case koans, are given in accordance with the needs of the students, thereby avoiding the tendency teachers have of applying a one-size-fits-all approach to giving all students the same teaching and or the same spiritual practice, i.e., mantra, yantra, tantra, or meditation. The onus is always on the teacher, because the greater the awareness, the greater the responsibility. Zen koan, when a cut is required, not to cut leaves disorder. Yoga offers techniques to realize that which isn't. Yoga teaching and teachers are an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without yoga, without the absolute. The world of spirituality. In the world of spirituality it is assumed and believed that we come from somewhere, can transform or change ourselves into something better or higher or more spiritual, and that we are made of something or are made of the same substance. For example, we presuppose that consciousness, awareness, emptiness, light, energy, shakti, etc. actually exists, and that we are a condensed version of something else. For example, we are a condensed version of emptiness, or we are a condensed version of consciousness, or we are a condensed version of light, or we are a condensed version of energy or shakti, or we are a condensed version of awareness, etc. Form, rupa in Sanskrit, gives the appearance as though it appeared or came from something like a source or a creator. You are not a representation or a condensed version of anything. You don't come from anywhere and are without the concept of existence or location. The concept of location and existence are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without location and without the concept of existence. You are not anything and are without form or beingness. You have no point of origin and no point of origination. You're an abstracted representation of that which isn't. Nisargadatta Maharaj, you are the child of a barren woman. The perception of the absolute, the great without, is an abstracted representation of that which isn't. Zen koan, a bird is not a bird, it is the name of a perception. Buddha can be defined as that which is, or all that is. Zen koan, what Buddha is beyond Buddha? Answer, not Buddha, or without Buddha, or without all that is, or without what is. Appearances. When we use the word appearance, oftentimes we assume the perceiver, knower, awarer, observer, or witness is yourself. Actually, All perceivers, knowers, awarers have a self-reflecting mechanism and flow attention to any appearance which appears to appear. The knower, attentioner, awarer, perceiver, observer, witness, the self-reflector, etc., are all appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without a perceiver, without an attentioner, without attention, without a knower, without an awarer, without a witness, without self-reflection, without a self-reflector. The perceiver, knower, awarer, witness, etc., are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. What is it that gives an appearance its sense of solidness and reality, beingness, or isness? Each appearance contains several presuppositions which are so deeply implicit and unquestioned that we can refer to them as the unthought known. It is the unthought known which makes the appearance which appears to appear seem solid, in a specific separate location, with an independent existence and an independent self-nature. To illustrate, the thought I love myself or I hate myself appears to appear to a perceiver. A perceiver, knower, awarer, etc. are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Contained within all appearances are several assumptions, presuppositions, and unquestioned, unthought knowns. The anatomy of an appearance, the unthought known. This includes the appearance of the witness, the perceiver, the awarer, the knower, etc., all of which are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. The unthought known, number one. The unthought known that that which appears to appear actually is and does exist. That which isn't is without the concept of existence and without the concept of non-existence. The unthought known, number two, that the appearance which appears to appear has a location. That which isn't is without the concept of location. The unthought known, number three, that the appearance which appears to appear has a point of origin or origination from where it came or arose from. That which isn't is without origin or origination. The unthought known, number four, that the appearance which appears to appear is mine and belongs to a thing called me. The experience of I, me, and mine are appearances which appear to appear as a subject I or psychological subject which knows, observes, witnesses, and or is aware of. The I, the subject I or psychological subject, in its many forms, can appear to appear as a knower, awarer, perceiver, a witness, and observer. All of these are representations which appear to appear on that which isn't. The concept of self or I is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't, the great without, is without I, without me, without mine, without a self, without a perceiver, without a knower, without an awarer, without a witness, without an observer. Unthought known, number five. The presupposition, quote, I should be different than the way I am, or it, the appearance, should be different than the way it is. Something I am experiencing should be different than what it is fuses with the interesting idea that assumes the appearance and/or the me has to be dealt with and changed, made better, or gotten rid of in some way. This unthought known leads to the human potential movement and the concepts of growth, improving, and even the concept of evolution, which is then projected onto spirituality and consciousness, and that which isn't. This unthought known leads to an idea of what should be experienced, known, or known about as a goal of spiritual practice. As an aside, growth and evolution and how it's supposed to look, feel, be experienced, etc., is a projection of the socialization process and society's conditioning and bourgeois standards projected onto spirituality. That which isn't is without the concept of evolution, without the concept of the evolution of consciousness, without the concept of growth, without spirituality, without self-reflection, without spiritual growth, without closer to the Absolute, without farther away from the Absolute, without the concept of Source. The I Am is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. A student said to Nisargadatta Maharaj, "I want to be happy." Maharaj replied, "That's nonsense. Happiness is where the I isn't." The concept of similarities and differences are an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without I Am, without the concept of similarities and differences. The unthought known, number 6. The belief that I have to deal with the appearance, which appears to appear, or I have to handle or work on the appearance. This can lead to looking for something to work on or handle. This is a belief which is held by both the appearance as well as the witness, perceiver, knower, or wearer, or attentioner. The appearance which appears to appear that gives attention to an appearance. The unthought known, number 7. The presupposition that there is a reason or a cause or a purpose or a justification for the appearance which appears to appear. For example, something must be unresolved or suppressed or resisted, a lesson to learn, karma to balance, an opportunity for growth, etc. As an aside, karma is misunderstood as cause and effect. Karma actually means movement or activity. Cause and effect are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Nisargadatta Maharaj, cause and effect are just a way of thinking about things. That which isn't is without reasons, without cause, without effect, without the concept of a purpose, without the concept of a plan, without lessons to learn, without issues to be resolved, without karma. Nisargadatta Maharaj, there is no karma, movement, in the state of Parabrahma, the Absolute, that which isn't. The unthought known, number 8. The presupposition that the appearance which appears to appear has a location, that the appearance disappears or subsides or dissolves back into. The unthought known, number 9. That contain within the appearance which appears to appear, for example, the thoughts I love myself or I hate myself, there contains an unquestioned hierarchy, i.e., in any linguistic binary system one term is seen as higher, more spiritual, and closer to Source or God than the other term. For example, love is good, hate is bad, fear is bad, joy is good. That which isn't is without location, without a binary linguistic system, without good or higher or more spiritual, without bad or lower. The unthought known, number 10. That the appearance that appears to appear has significance. For example, it's more significant to feel love than feel indifferent. It's more significant to feel hate than bored. That which isn't is without significance. Zen koan, student, what is the essential teachings in Buddhism? Master, a dog is barking. The unthought known, number 11. That each perceiver and its appearance contains judgment. This is good, this is bad. Evaluation. This appearance means something about me, and that this appearance appears to be mine or belongs to me. That which isn't is without judgment, without evaluation, without I, without me, without mine, without ownership. The unthought known, number 12. Contained implicitly within each appearance is its opposite, i.e., bliss contains piss, fear contains fearless. Moreover, it is holographic. In other words, you cannot have one without the other. Again, you cannot have bliss without piss, or fear without fearless. That which isn't is without oppositions, without polarities, without identities, without patterns. It is the interaction of the pairs of opposites or polarities that holds the binary conceptual, linguistic physical universe together. The unthought known, number 13. The illusory appearance of a stable, permanent state which appears to appear as the knower, awarer, perceiver, witness, or observer, and which contains an unquestioned, unthought known state called self-reflection. More often than not, the self-reflection or self-reflecting is assumed to be spiritually or psychologically higher, better than, and more sophisticated. That which isn't is without the knower, without the awarer, without the perceiver, without the witness, without the observer, without self-reflection. All are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. The appearance which appears to appear of the knower, awarer, perceiver, witness, or observer, along with its self-reflective mechanism, are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. The unthought known, number 14. The presupposition that there is such a thing as a source, which leaves the unthought known that there is a creator, which creates or produces the appearance that appears to appear. In more extreme situations, the perceiver identity, the knower identity, the awarer identity assumes and starts believing, I am source, or I can co-create with the big source with a capital S, or God with a capital G. The unthought known, number 15. The presupposition that there is an explanation for what has appeared to appear. That which isn't is without explanations, without reasons, without justifications, without a rationale, without a schema, without self-reflection, without a purpose, without judgment, without evaluation, without significance, without a knower, without an awarer, without an observer, without a witness, without a perceiver, without a psychological subject, without a self. The unthought known, number 16. The presupposition that all appearances which appear to appear are created. That which isn't is without the creation process, without a creator, without the dissolution, without a source. All appearances are uncreated and are without a source and without significance, relevance, or importance. The unthought known, number 17. The presupposition that the appearance which appears to appear has some meaning or hidden meaning. That which isn't is without meaning, without purpose, without a hidden meaning. The unthought known, number 18. The presupposition that the appearance which appears to appear contains the unthought known of change or transformation, whereby an appearance can and should change or be transformed into another better or different or higher appearance, which is then labeled as more spiritual and as an experience. As an aside, it is always interesting that what the appearance is supposed to be changed into always corresponds with both societies and what spiritual dogma says is better, higher, or closer to Source or God. That which isn't is without the concept of change, without the concept of transformation, without the concept of higher or more spiritual, and without experience. Unthought known, number 19. The assumption that there is actually something called an appearance, and there actually is something called nothing, emptiness. In Buddhism, they say, something is nothing, nothing is something, or the Heart Sutra, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. That which isn't is without experiences, without something, without nothing, without form, without emptiness. Review. It is an unthought known, the concept of existence and non-existence, which resides within an appearance. That which isn't is without the concept of existence, without the concept of non-existence, without the concept of source. Existence and non-existence and source are abstracted representations of that which isn't. The concept of experience is a label. The label of experience is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. The I am is an experience which appears to appear on that which isn't. The concept of change is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. Nisargadatta Maharaj, you think your thoughts are yours. Thoughts are collective. The existential collective, the unthought knowns. Existential or existentialism can be appreciated as the problems of existence. Number 1, attachment is not spiritual. Detachment or being detached is spiritual. The concept of attachment and detachment are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without the appearance of the concept of spiritual, without the appearance of the concept of attachment, without the appearance of the concept of detachment. 2, driver, I am confused. Solution, I have to get clear or find someone to clear me. The concept of confusion and the concept of clarity are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without confusion, without clarity. 3. Driver, I am disoriented. Solution, I have to try to orient through the body. Embodiment. Philosopher Martin Heidegger coined this well-known existential experience, thrown into the world. This leads to the collective existential issue of, what the fuck? How did I get here? Why am I here? Which can lead to disorientation. The concept of orienting and the concept of disorientation with or through the body are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without here, without orientation, without disorientation, without depending upon the body as a frame of reference, without depending on the body as a point of view, without depending on the body for a point of view from, without depending upon the body as a reference point, without frames of reference, without references to frame. 4, driver. Something is missing, or there is a lack of. Solution, I have to find out what is missing and to correct or compensate for it in some way. Something is missing, and trying to find out what is missing is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without missing, without finding, without seeking, without changing oneself to fit into societal standards and bourgeois belief systems, without correcting or need to correct. 5, driver. Something is not right or something is wrong. Solution, I have to find out what it is and make it right. The concept of right and the concept of wrong are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without the concept of right, without the concept of wrong. 6, driver. It's not enough. Solution, I have to be more, do more, have more, create more. The concept of enough is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without being, without beingness, without doing, without a doer, without the concept of enough or being enough, without the concept of not enough. 7, the concept of existence and non-existence are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without the concept of existence, without the concept of non-existence. 8, existential dystopia. We all know we are going to die, but it is always in the background. As death creeps into the foreground, quote, what happens when you die? In existential dystopia, death moves from background to foreground. Simultaneously, it matches what is perceived as the external world, so that not only death of the individual, but the death of the external world. 9, driver. I am misunderstood. Solution, trying to be understood or gain understanding. That which isn't is without being misunderstood, without trying to be understood, without understanding. All are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without understanding. 10, driver. I am ordinary, invisible, unseen. Solution. I have to be unique or special. The I am and the concept of unique and special are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without ordinary, without special, without the I am. Number 11, existential denial of death. Most religions are formed to answer the great existential question, what happens when you die? Religious answers, you don't die, you reincarnate, or you go on to other worlds or heavens, or you have an invisible thing called a soul which lives on. These are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Birth, death, and karma are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without death, without karma, without reincarnation. Years ago, as I was falling asleep, I suddenly was in another universe and found myself in a graveyard. There were several people there. I approached them and asked one, "Are you dead?" He said, "Yes, we're all dead." I said, "What's it like to be dead?" He said, "It's not like anything." Nisargadatta Maharaj, there is no birth, there is no death, there is no person. It's all a concept. It's all an illusion, that which isn't. Number 12, I am waiting for something to happen. That which isn't is without experiences, without happening, without time. Number 13, feeling like you're always on trial, Franz Kafka. But you don't know why, and no one else does either. Feeling like you're being watched, being on trial and or tested. Imagining you must have done something wrong or sinned, original sin, but you don't know what it is. Solution? I have to be extra good, holy, pious, and spiritual. As an aside, in the early 1970s, I was a counselor working at a private institution in California. Together, the counselors started a union and were fired. A union representative from the AFL-CIO came to support us and wanted us to demonstrate and picket. Most of the counselors were reluctant to get that intensely into protest. He said, quote, "Being nice, or feeling like you have to be nice, is the venereal disease of the middle class. These are all appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without trials, without tests, without qualities, without feelings, without thoughts, memory, emotions, associations, and perceptions, without sin, without original sin, without virtue, without the concept of lessons to learn. Spiritual appearances and the collective archetypes. Archetype, the appearance of movement which forms the appearance of an energetic pattern. Number 1, going into deeper and deeper levels of mind to unravel, peeling the levels of the mind onion, to deconstruct until there's nothing left. The concept of deeper unraveling and deconstruction are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without deeper, without unraveling, without the concept of nothing, without the concept of something, without the concept of deconstruction, without dismantling. Number 2, being given light to enter the vastness to look for the truth. This could come in the form of a search for the Holy Grail, or the search for the land of milk and honey, or the promised land, or the quest for heaven, or a quest for liberation or enlightenment. Belief, I can become light. Belief, I can become enlightened. That which isn't is without light, without enlightenment. Light is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. Number 3, intelligent energy, Shakti, can enter into me and guide me to enlightenment. Belief, I can become energy or consciousness. Belief, if I accumulate more and more Shakti, I can become enlightened. That which isn't is without energy, without Shakti. Baba Prakashananda Maharaj, Shakti is Maya, that which isn't. Number 4, if you keep deconstructing, you'll get closer to the Absolute. Going beyond words, nama in Sanskrit, and form, rupa in Sanskrit, has nothing to do and will not bring you closer or further away from that which isn't. Inquiry koan, what is it that is neither form nor formless? Number 5, if you merge with something or someone, guru or deity, you'll get closer to the Absolute. Or if you do, fill in the blank, spiritual practice. Following spiritual rules, you will get or be closer to the Absolute. For example, follow certain rules and regulations called a spiritual path. Krishnamurti, truth is a pathless land. Number 6, leap of faith, Soren Kierkegaard, fear and trembling. A mental state whereby a leap of faith is used to escape from fear and trembling, yielding a dissociated state called a leap of faith. As an aside, some people would call this spiritual bypassing. Leap of faith is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. Faith, the belief in something for which there is no proof. That which isn't is without faith, without a leap of faith, without fear and trembling, without dissociation, without the concept of spiritual bypassing. Number 7, what is being and what is the meaning of being? Martin Heidegger. The unthought knowns of I am, being, and beingness are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without being, without I am, without meaning, without non-meaning, without non-being. Number 8, the neti-neti false core of discarding appearances which appear to appear. This is it. This is not it. That which isn't is without it, without not it. There is no it and no not it. Number 9, the Philosopher's Stone. That you can go through a process which contains different stages and levels, whereby you get purified or purged and become like gold, enlightened. That which isn't is without a process, without stages, without purification. without the need to purify, without enlightenment. Number 10, the search for a perfect, permanent state. That which isn't is without permanent, without temporary, without a search, without perfect, without imperfect, without the concept of beginning, without the concept of end, without the concept of infinity. Number 11, there exists a perfect logic or logos, understanding, called in some spiritual circles right understanding. That which isn't is without logic, without understanding, without right understanding, without understanding. Number 12, the search for the state or transcendental presence which both transcend and is prior to the creation of the physical universe. That which isn't is without location, without a universe, without a point of origination, without the idea of a beginning, without the idea of an end, without a transcendental presence or the search for a transcendental presence which exists prior to or beyond the appearance of the physical universe. Nisargadatta Maharaj. All paths lead to unreality. Their function is to enmesh you within the dimension of knowledge, whereas reality prevails prior to it. That which isn't is without a process, without purification, without a purge, without the idea of being done. Review. It is an unthought known which contains within the appearance the concept of I am and the concept of existence and non-existence. That which isn't is without the concept of existence, without the concept of non-existence, without the concept of source. Existence and non-existence and source are abstracted representations of that which isn't. The concept of experience is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. The I am is an experience which appears to appear on that which isn't. The concept of change, which carries with it the unthought known I or the appearance, should be different in the way it is. Inquiry koan. If this unthought known I or the appearance should be different than the way it is, then what else would not be there? Hint. In other words, the belief that if you be, act, change, or become something other than what you are, then you will become the Absolute. All of that is bullshit. Inquiry koan. Can you be closer or further away from that which isn't? That which isn't is without closer, without farther away, without progress, without a process, without rules, without a spiritual path. That which isn't, the great without, is without knowing about, without choice, without attachment, without reasons, without meaning, without purpose, without the idea of a beginning, without the idea of there being an end. Beginning and end are thoughts. That which isn't is without thoughts. Nisargadatta Maharaj. If you can forget it or remember it, it's not you. Therefore, discard it. That which isn't is without faith, without any states, without stations, without remembering, without forgetting, without discrimination, without right or wrong, without acceptance, without rejection. Delusion and enlightenment are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Without delusion or enlightenment, without ordinary or holy, without appearance or disappearance, without spiritual rules called a path. Nisargadatta Maharaj, all paths lead to unreality. Paths are creations within the scope of knowledge. Therefore, paths and movements cannot transport you into reality, because their function is to enmesh you within the dimension of knowledge, while the reality prevails prior to it. That which isn't is without rules, without illusion, without enlightenment. The game of spirituality. Spirituality is a game that appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without spirituality, without the search for enlightenment. Once you enter into or believe you are in the spiritual game, you will have all kinds of experiences, understandings, perceptions, philosophies, experiential realizations, insights. All are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without experiences, without understandings, without perceptions, without philosophies, without experiential realizations, without insights. Psychology. A story which offers an explanation as to the cause, reason why, or the idea of a pattern. What occurs can only be perceived through the abstracted process of the brain and nervous system. Therefore, even what happened can only be seen or experienced through a brain and nervous system and its abstraction story. Ergo, an abstraction of an abstraction. Zen koan. A bird is not a bird. It is the name of a perception. Without psychology, without a psychological subject, without explanations, without experiences, without patterns, without cause, without you, without why, without reasons, without purpose. That which isn't is without psychology, without frames of reference, without references to frame, without explanations, without patterns, without cause, without you, without why, without reason, without purpose. Awareness and the experience of the appearance of awareness requires the unthought known that it, awareness, actually is and does exist. Questioning the existence of awareness and realize is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. Awareness appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without awareness, without being aware of being aware. Inquiry koan. Without awareness, without a perceiver, are you? A paradox and or a mystery. The presupposition that there is such a thing as paradox and or mystery. Inquiry koan. Is there a paradox prior to the word paradox? Inquiry koan. Is there a mystery prior to the word mystery? Paradox and mystery are appearances that exist in language only. The concept of paradox and mystery are both appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without paradox, without mystery, without shape, without size, without dimension. Appearances and disappearances. When you appear to appear, the waking state, the universe appears to appear. When you appear to disappear, the deep sleep state, the universe appears to appear to disappear. Appearance and disappearance are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't, the great without, is without appearance, without disappearance, without Buddha, without realizations, without bondage, without liberation, without teaching, without infinity. Nisargadatta Maharaj. There's no such thing as enlightenment. The realization of that fact is itself enlightenment. That which isn't is without enlightenment. Inquiry Koan. In the deep sleep state, does spirituality and cause and effect or enlightenment or polarities even exist? That which isn't, the great without, is without positions, without cause, without effect, without polarities, without function, without patterns, without subject, without object, without attention, without realization, without knowing, without not knowing, without knowing about, without a knower, without consciousness, without awareness, without an awarer. Nisargadatta Maharaj. Anything you can know or know about, you cannot be. Therefore, discard it. Delusion and enlightenment, samsara and nirvana, and the concept of mind or ego are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without samsara, without nirvana, without mind, without ego. Inquiry Koan. Without a body, are you? Nisargadatta Maharaj. 8 days prior to conception, or 1,000 years back, who were you? There is a major unthought known whereby we are taught that we always were, are, and will be. That which isn't is without were, without are, without will be, without the concept of permanence, without the concept of impermanence, without a mind, without the I am. Consciousness needs a perceiver I to be aware of. Awareness needs a perceiver I to be aware of. Consciousness or awareness therefore implies I. That which isn't is without a perceiver I, without consciousness, without awareness. Anything that appears as a process or which takes place in time is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. Subject, object, and all perceivables and conceivables, along with dependent arising, are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without subject or object, without dependent arising, without discrimination, without form, without emptiness. Bardo, gaps, silence, and entry points. Bardo, in between, the gap between states. Any pause, disjunction, or space between is called a bardo. The space, silence, or gap between two thoughts, the space, silence, or gap between two breaths, the space, silence, or gap between the waking state and the deep sleep state, the space, silence, or gap between the dream state and the waking state. In meditation, these appear to appear as entry points, silence, or gaps. The gap or space or silence between two thoughts is not an entry point or gap. Rather, it is a representation of an entry point or gap or silence. Entry points, gaps, and silence are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without entry points, without gaps, without silence, without pause, without space between, without the waking state, without the deep sleep state, without the dream state. the space between where being turns into non-being and non-being turns into being. That space is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without gaps, without space, without silence, without entry points, without time, without a process, without being, without non-being. Inquiry koan. What is it that is non-representational? Inquiry koan. What is it that is without appearances? Samsara is nirvana, nirvana is samsara. That which isn't is without samsara, without nirvana. Zen koan. What is the meaning of the Buddha never taught anything? Inquiry koan. Can that which isn't teach, speak, hear, see, feel, know, or be conscious or aware of being aware? Inquiry koan. What is the meaning of that which isn't? Inquiry koan. What is it that has trillions and trillions of eyes but cannot see? That which isn't is without speech, without teachings, without meanings. That which isn't, the great without, is without bondage, without liberation, without duality, without non-duality, without qualities, without attributes, without perception of appearing, without the perception of disappearing. The one that is aware of appearances is an appearance. Inquiry koan. What is it that is without appearances? Yoga is a practice to realize that which isn't. Without yoga, without realization. The formless self-identity, an identity which has no I, yet there is a knower who knows there is no I. In the 1980s, we used to call this the not I, or the non-being being. That which isn't, the great without, is without the not I, without the non-being being, without borders, without boundaries, without similarities, without differences, without definitions, without yes or no, without self-reflection, without meaning, without why, without because, without physicality, without solidness, without discrimination, without explanations, without teachings, without listening. Zen koan. The Emperor of China asked Bodhidharma, "What is Buddhism?" Bodhidharma replied, "Vast emptiness, no holiness." The Emperor, "Who are you?" Bodhidharma, "Without knowingness." Knowing or knowingness and that which is known or known about, along with the knower, is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without knowing about, without knowledge, without a known, without a knower. That which isn't is without form, without formlessness, without sound, without transcendence, without transformation. Buddha, no being has ever entered nirvana. That which isn't is without being, without non-being, without samsara, without nirvana. Samsara and nirvana are states of mind. The mind is a word which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without mind. Silence is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without silence. Drushti Shushti Vada, Sanskrit. The world is only there if there is an I there to perceive it. The entire universe is perceiver dependent. Inquiry koan. On what appearance does the appearance of the perceiver appear to appear on? Inquiry koan. On what appearance does the appearance of the knower appear to appear on? Inquiry koan. On what appearance does the appearance of the witness appear to appear on? Inquiry koan. On what appearance does the appearance of the awarer appear to appear on? That which isn't, the great without, is without a perceiver, without teachings, without patterns, without progress, without stages, without the concept of permanence, without the concept of impermanence, without the witness, without consciousness, without awareness, without a witness, without a knower, without an awarer. That which isn't, the great without, is without time, without before, without now, without present, without presence, without past, present, and future, without goals, without purpose, without distance, without location, without direction. All are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. Inquiry koan. What is it that is without form and without formlessness? Inquiry koan. What is it that does not depend on being or non-being? Inquiry koan. What is it that does not depend on knowing or not knowing? Diamond Sutra. Molecules are not molecules. They are called molecules. The world is not the world. It is called a world. Zen koan. A bird is not a bird. It is the name of a perception. That which isn't, the great without, is without subject and without object, without a prior to, without a beyond, without a stable self or state which is beyond or prior to, without beyond, without a stable self, without no self, without a soul, without duality, without non-duality. All states are appearances which appear to appear, even the state of enlightenment or the state of delusion. Without cause and effect, my consciousness evaporated. Consciousness itself disappeared, but there was no knowingness to know or know about its absence. Without presence, without absence. Intention appears after the action and event already have occurred. That which isn't is without intention, without volition, without motives, without motivation, without present, without presence. That which isn't is unattainable, unbeable, undoable, unawareable, unknowable, unwitnessable. Buddhist saying, you might not necessarily be aware of your own enlightenment. Buddhist Heart Sutra. Form is none other than emptiness. Emptiness is none other than form. That which isn't is without form, without emptiness. The space between appearance and non-appearance. Hint. The space which appears to appear between appearance and non-appearance is an abstracted representation of that which isn't. There is no essence prior to the word essence. Inquiry koan. In deep sleep state, is there such a thing as cause and effect, or polarities, or existence? Zen saying, subject and object are interdependent. They remain in their own positions, two sides of one coin. That which isn't is without subject, without object. Subject and object are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without progress towards it, without going away from it, without appearance, without disappearance. The great without, aka that which isn't, is without knowing or not knowing. Inquiry koan. When you are not yet born, are you? That which isn't is without Buddha, without awareness, without consciousness. Inquiry koan. Can that which isn't be enlightened or perfected? Realize that the one that is aware of an appearance is an appearance. Inquiry koan. What is it that is without appearances? Inquiry koan. What is it that appears to disappear? That which isn't is without the appearance that appears as appearance, without the appearance that appears to appear called disappearance, without self-reflection, without explanations, without hearing, without attachment, without detachment, without awareness. That which isn't is without change, without unchanging, without seeing, without hearing, without holy, without profound, without delusion, without enlightenment, without transcendence, without experiences. That which isn't is without mind, without being, without non-being. Buddha, no being has ever entered nirvana. The entire universe is perceiver-dependent. That which isn't, the great without, is without progress, without stages, without levels, without patterns, without consciousness, without awareness, without before or after, without goals, without distance, without a self-nature, without being, without non-being, without knowing and not knowing, without a perceiver. Awakening or waking up is just another temporary appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without awakening, without waking up, without experience. There is no beyond, there is no stable self or state which is beyond or prior to. All states are appearances, even the state of enlightenment or the state of delusion. That which isn't, the great without, is without states, without cause and effect, without knowingness to know or know about, without consciousness, without a beyond, without a prior to, without a stable self, without the concept of change. Any experience you have is a temporary appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without experience or experiences. That which isn't is without emptiness, without form, without expansion or expansive, without contraction. That which isn't is without wisdom. Everything is impermanent. You are impermanent. The Master is impermanent. The Buddha is impermanent. The teachings are impermanent. Zen saying, there never was a Buddha who taught anything. Inquiry koan. Where does the experience of the Absolute come from? Mind, a word which represents a thing which appears to appear on that which isn't. When the mind appears, spiritual paths appear. When the mind disappears, spiritual paths disappear. That which isn't is without mind. Inquiry koan. Where did the mind come from? And where does the mind go to? Inquiry koan. Where did spiritual paths come from? Inquiry koan. If you are not, how do you become? Inquiry koan. When you are no longer appearing to appear, where do you go? Inquiry koan. If there's no I and no you, who is speaking? Inquiry koan. When you are in deep sleep state, where is your spiritual path? That which isn't is without a spiritual path. Krishnamurti, truth is a pathless land. God only exists in the waking state. Inquiry koan. Does God exist in the deep sleep state? That which isn't is without mind, without spiritual paths. That which isn't is without a plan, without a purpose, without an agenda, without a mission, without lessons to learn. Nothingness is an appearance which appears to appear and appears to disappear. Nothingness is an appearance that appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't, the great without, is without appearance, without disappearance, without something, without nothing, without form or emptiness, without movement, karma, without the spanda, the throb or pulsation, without appearance, without disappearance. That which isn't is without duality and non-duality, without the one. Zen koan. If everything is the one, where does the one come from? All things neither appear nor disappear. Without being, without beingness or non-being, presence or absence or isness. Everything appears to appear and appears to disappear. Inquiry koan. When appearances appear to appear, where do they appear to appear from? Inquiry koan. When appearances appear to disappear, where do they appear to disappear or go to? That which isn't is without the appearance that appears to appear, and without the disappearance which appears to disappear. That which isn't is without likes, without dislikes, without preferences. That which isn't is without preferences. Time and space give you the appearance of movement, karma. Without movement, without time, without space. That which isn't is without movement, without time, without space. Being present and presence is an appearance that appears to appear on that which isn't. Waking, dream, and deep sleep, and turiya and turitita are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without the waking state, without the dream state, without the deep sleep state, without the turiya state, and without the no state of turiyatita. Appearing and disappearing are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without appearance, without arising, without disappearance, without subsiding, without how, without why, without where, without when. Time and space give you the appearance of movement, karma. Without movement, without karma, without time, without space, without presence. Integration and disintegration are concepts which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without time, without space, without movement, without present, without presence, without integration, without disintegration. There is no absolute or great without that creates. That which isn't is without a creative source. Without the appearance of movement, all appearances appear to disappear. That which isn't is without movement. Rituals are intended to control that which isn't. That which isn't, the great without, is without perfection or imperfection, without seeking, without expecting, without choice, without attachment, without meaning, without purpose, without remembering, without forgetting, without right or wrong, without attraction, without repulsion, without resistance, without decisions, without delusion or enlightenment, without ordinary or holy, without special or different, without appearance or disappearance, without rules. The great without is without emptiness. That which isn't is without the appearance of space, without the appearance of energy, without the appearance of solidness, without gravity, without electromagnetics, without the appearance of time. When all labels evaporate, the label called nothing or nothingness, the label called light, and the label called consciousness evaporate. That which isn't is without the knower, without the awarer, without the perceiver, without the witness, without the appearance which appears to appear, that is labeled being or beingness, without portals. The perception of or experience of emptiness, consciousness, awareness, light, sound, etc. are all perceptions, and as such are abstracted representations of that which isn't. That which isn't is without emptiness, without Shakti, without light, without sound, vibration, without consciousness, without awareness. The label of consciousness evaporates. Without labels, the perception or experience of emptiness or consciousness or awareness or light or sound, etc., are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. I am conscious, I am aware of being aware, is an appearance that appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without awareness, without consciousness, without being aware of being aware, without the appearance of contraction, without the appearance of expansion. Emptiness is an appearance that appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without emptiness, without the concept of existence. That which isn't is without the manifesting void, without the knower of the manifesting void, without the appearance of throbbing or pulsating, without spanda, without the knower of the throb or the pulsating spanda. The manifesting void is an appearance that appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't, the great without, is without emptiness, without seeds of consciousness, without awareness, without consciousness, without knowingness, without samsara, without nirvana, without source, without the manifesting void, without nothingness, without void, without happiness or being happy, without the knower, without the experience of the absolute, without duality, without integration, without embodiment, without non-duality. That which isn't is without the absolute. That which isn't is without time, without space, without experience, without past, without present, without future, without beingness, without boundaries, without mind, without inner and outer world, without the perceiver of the inner and outer world. Appearances that appear to appear are without a cause or an effect, are uncreated, without a creator, and without a place, space, location, or point of origin. Awareness contains all experiences, and all experiences require awareness. At the same time, awareness, too, is a state of mind and an experience to be discarded. That which isn't is without awareness, without knowingness, without reasons, without purpose, without a creator, without the appearance that appears to appear as being or beingness. Appearances which appear to appear are uncreated, unborn, without volition, without inside, without outside, without space, without duration, without time. All states are labels appearing to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without labels, without a center, without a location, without a point of view, without a point of view from. Consciousness and awareness are labels placed on that which isn't. The subtle state of being aware is a subtle state of mind. That which isn't is without the state of being aware of being aware. Without the perceiver or knower, nothing is. Nisargadatta Maharaj, nothing is. That which isn't is without consciousness, without delusion, without desire, without attachment, without virtues or vices, without sins, without a sinner, without a self-identity, without ego, without a no-self identity, a self which is aware or knows there is no I or no self, called the not I. Without appearances which appear to appear. Every state or station appears to have a location. States appear as if they have a cause or a source. The appearance which appears to appear, called source, is a label appearing on that which isn't. All states are uncreated. All stations are uncreated. All states and stations have no location, are without a reason for their appearance. Appearances which appear to appear are uncreated and without a source. That which isn't is unknowable, unbeable, unattainable, is without cause. That which isn't is uncreated and unborn, without the appearance of awakening or waking up. Silence, void, stillness, emptiness, light are all states. All are without a cause and are without an independent existence and without dependent arising. That which isn't is without characteristics, without dependent arising, without self-awareness, without awareness, without meditations, without objects of meditation, without spiritual progress, without wisdom, without nirvana. Appearances are uncreated and unborn. Portals. Light is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without light. Energy Shakti is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without Shakti, intelligent, divine energy. Baba Prakashananda Maharaj, Shakti is Maya, that which isn't. Emptiness is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without emptiness. Consciousness awareness is an appearance which appears to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without consciousness, without awareness, without being aware of being aware, without existence, without non-existence. Sound, vibration, rhythm are appearances which appear to appear on that which isn't. That which isn't is without sound, without vibration, without rhythm. That which isn't is without light, without emptiness, without God and or a deity, without sound, vibration, rhythm, without energy, Shakti, without consciousness, without awareness. Inquiry koan. Where does that which isn't come from? In honor of Nagarjuna and his 8 negations. Nothing arises, nothing subsides, nothing comes, nothing goes. There are no similarities. There are no differences. There is no duality. There is no unity or non-duality. That which isn't is without arising, without subsiding, without coming, without going, without similarities, without differences, without duality, without non-duality. That which isn't is without the appearance which appears to appear as appearing or arising, and is without the appearance that appears to appear as disappearing or dissolving or deconstructing. That which isn't is without that which isn't. All that is heard, or that has just been seen, read, or heard, is non-existent. Shankara.